talk about today.
Hey everybody, we are live. It's Bitcoin Steven here with the BTC Guru.
Hello,
Happy
hello.
Memorial Day weekend. Hope everybody had a safe weekend. How was yours?
It was a great weekend. I'm appreciative to all the vets that sacrificed so I have the freedom to come do stuff like this, to work in a blockchain world in the wild, wild west, and appreciative to all those veterans out there.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, the Wild Wild West. One of the things you got to watch is you want to make sure you don't get too many arrows in your back.
Yeah, true. Absolutely.
Always probably better to be following some people into this space than to always be leading it yourself.
Yeah, I was. You took a little break this weekend, but when you break, I kind of still thinking about this podcast or this streaming and in the blockchain world, and this time we're at the end of the second quarter. All the predictions say that there's still trillions coming in. Nothing's changed. What's happening right now, and what we've been saying this, and we'll sum it up. I'll sum it up quickly. Is the big wigs, the people with billions of dollars under their control, they want to get a discount, and so they're the only way to get a discount in Bitcoin is fear, and they're just putting fear into the market.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you look at the blockchain, if you go to blockchain.com and click on Explorer and look what's happening with the big wallets, is they're accumulating. They're not selling. They're accumulating. The whales, anybody with basically 100 Bitcoin or more, are accumulating Bitcoin, and they're trying to scare all of us away. So
absolutely, we talk about it all the time. There's they waited until late to get in, and now the price is up. So now they'll use their media, they use their reach to drive negativity into the market and get people to sell. And I mean, it's just kind of the way business works, right?
Yeah. And the current banking system, they announced right at this crazy moment that they're coming out with their digital currency, and they're really pumping that. But it's not a blockchain currency. It's not a distributed currency. It's single controlled digital currency. So it's the exact same thing we have right now, except it's a digital version of it.
Well, so, yeah. I mean, our world's almost been digital currency anyways, right, Doug? I mean,
right, yeah,
most people basically true. Get their paycheck automatically get deposited, right? We never get to see that money. And then the money just gets moved around. We push numbers into things, and we send the money around, and we pay bills and do different things. I mean, it's literally been kind of a digital currency that we've already had, but it's just been centralized by the banks and everybody.
That's true. In practice, it basically is a digital. We are operating like a digital currency. The cool part is now we got the backbone, the system, the network, which is the blockchain, to actually do it the right way, and get that benefit of the speed and all that kind of stuff, which the banks don't have right now. And so the summation I have for like today is if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a small business person, if you're somebody that wants to take advantage of this transition, this new frontier, now's the time to do it. We have already showed you all the articles about all the retail banks are going to allow people to onboard, which means buy Bitcoin very easily right at the bank. PayPal allows you to buy it right at PayPal. Venmo allows you to buy it right at Venmo. You could use it inside their ecosystem, like you do now with PayPal, or you can even send it out to your external wallets, which is huge. So that's happening all over the world. Venmo's on every phone. Pretty much everybody in this digital age that has a phone has a phone,
right?
And this is the future here. And
well, it's interesting. A lot of people out in other parts of the world, not just the United States. Everybody does have the phones. I spent a lot of time out in Asia, and people have got the phones, but a lot of people have a really hard time getting bank accounts and stuff in places like that. So by having a phone, you literally, this opens up the world to everybody, and gives everybody opportunity to participate in this kind of an economy. It's so hard sometimes to be sending people. My wife's got family out in the Philippines and stuff, and sending money and different things. It's like, it's always been just a challenge to do things a lot of times, and this really is going to open up the whole world and just make the world even just a lot more cool than it is already.
Oh, absolutely. I got a great story that the company that I'm CTO of, MarketHive.com, we have a lot of presence in Africa, especially in Nigeria. And Nigeria's a hit and miss because there's a lot of perceived that there's a lot of crime coming out of Nigeria, financial crime, and it happens inside of our system where they find a little loophole inside our system and they take advantage of it. Like we pay everybody our Market Hive coin for using the system, and we saw that a couple of accounts in Nigeria were raking in millions of coins, and we look in and they were doing some crazy stuff, and so we reached out to the guy and said, what are you doing? This is illegal. He goes, you know what? And these guys are extremely intelligent too, very well educated. They just says it's to your point. We don't have a bank account. I'm just trying to feed my family. I found a loophole. I took it, and I took advantage of it. And we're like, no problem with, okay, it's not really the right way to do it, but here's how to do it the right way, and where you can earn almost just as much.
Right.
And they're able to do that. We plugged a hole and we shook hands and said, no harm, no foul. There's a lot of great people out there that have, like you said, they have these phones that don't have bank accounts that are just trying to feed their family. And that's what that's what I believe the beauty of this blockchain is. So you as an entrepreneur, as a small business person, it's time to jump in now, and you got to figure out how you can take advantage of this, which means how you can accept Bitcoin and all the major altcoins, and then give people a discount for using those. Because the more you accumulate with the growth, the wealthier you're going to get, and you're going to help people out because you're giving a discount. So now's the time to do it. And you know what? And we're offering our services to you guys to be able to help you do that, help you take advantage of this next frontier.
Yeah, the thing about it is, all of you should be participating in this economy one way or another, okay? As a consumer, definitely. But, I think a lot of you are out there that are watching this, you're kind of got some entrepreneurial spirit. Maybe some of you are already successful business people. And if you are, you really need to be paying attention to what's going on out here because, the kind of things that we're going to be able to walk you through and show you how to do or take advantage of these smart contracts. I was just reading over the weekend here. It's like, I think Sotheby's and Christie's are actually doing NFT auctions now.
Yeah,
coming up.
Yeah.
That's those are, when you get into the auction places, that's as big as it gets, right? And those are being accepted there. And, it's just unbelievable what's happening. Everything that is now in the world the way it is, in 10 years, every business is going to be on the blockchain,
Yeah. And it's going to revolutionize the affiliate world because, what's the hardest part in the affiliate world right now is basically getting paid. It's always been the hardest part.
Yeah.
And with smart contracts, there is nobody there to figure out whether you're going to get paid or not. The contract just does it. That's the beauty of these things, and it's getting easier and easier and easier and easier. We're in tech. I'm behind the scenes. I'm doing a lot of crazy stuff, and one of them is allowing people inside our system to create smart contracts themselves with a graphical interface to be able to do any type of implementation. Like if you're selling something, you got affiliate come in, that you generate a smart contract with them, and anything that goes into that smart contract, it does the terms, and that's it. It carries it out. It puts the money in this wallet, puts the money in this wallet, goes on, validates it, goes on to the next one. You put money in this wallet, goes on to the next one. It's that simple, and it's gonna revolutionize that part of it. So you can spend more of your time instead of defending and hounding and getting lawyers and all that kind of stuff. Spend more of your time actually marketing, which is what Steve's awesome at, and getting your leads and getting your product and your knowledge out there.
Right. There's so much. You can go out and we can help others, learn about this, incredible opportunity. We can help other business owners prosper, through this kind of business opportunity. We can, learn ourselves. At the end of the day, guys, if you get paid you're getting paid in dollars now, and by the time you're going to get your next check, the dollars are always worth less and less.
Yeah.
If you could just figure out how to get paid in digital currency, you can literally go to, one of the DeFi banks with DeFi companies and go out and leverage that and even, borrow against what you got there and without selling it and still have the value of it be able to go up. You can't do that. How many people out there can't even go get a loan on something,
Absolutely.
And, so you can't get a loan and so this helps this opens up and unlocks the world, of opportunity to people that, never even had the opportunity to be able to do this kind of stuff before,
how do you like to be able to get a loan, with no credit check. And I know exactly how I've done it many times. And the money's there in minutes later. I mean, that's amazing, and that's available to you in this new blockchain world.
Yes.
But why do you think people like Carl Icahn, who was he was not a proponent of blockchain or Bitcoin just a few months ago? He was speaking negative of it. Why do you think he says, "Oh, I'm going to take $1 billion or $1.5 billion and invest in this system"? He said system,
right?
Which means buying Bitcoin, but also investing in. He's going to create a company that's going to run on this network, which is what you and I can do. And anybody watching here can be the next Carl Icahn. It's not hard. It's all in our fingertips, and you don't need a massive organization. You don't need a massive nest egg to do it.
Just kind of really got to think outside the box, right, Doug? We have to learn to think differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Think about the possibilities.
Leverage what you got, get to the next level. Leverage what you got, get to the next level, and keep going, and then pay it forward is a huge part of that. And that's kind of what what one of the goals of Steve and I here is we like we've been telling you, we have close to 90 years experience in the business world that we would love to make available to you out there that want to take advantage of that.
Yeah, things are real exciting. It's everything you look at there, every news feed you go through now, there's more and more things about Bitcoin and Ethereum and all things all the time, and you're, I was reading about that SafeMoon again today, it's like, is it a Ponzi or what is it? People are trying to figure out. And,
you can't really do a Ponzi scheme in Bitcoin, but, is there something behind it? I don't know. There obviously there's marketing behind it, and that's it. Here. So let me back up a little bit. There's a paper that I was involved with way back when. It was written probably in 2015, I think, or 16, maybe 14. I don't know. And it's the attributes of a real token. And you got to have three things. You got to have a community. So that's SafeMoon. They're building a community. They got that. You got to have velocity, which is basically it's got to be liquid. It's got to be on an exchange. It's got to be able to be traded, and then you got to have some sort of technology behind it. Something that you could use it at. If a token, if a token or a cryptocurrency has those three things, then it's a legit cryptocurrency. And now it's up to you believe it in the people that lead that currency where they can pull it off or not. So it's important to look at those three things. And I don't know if SafeMoon has a technology behind it. I haven't studied them enough yet, but they have they have the other two things. They're on exchanges. They got velocity. They got liquidity, and they have a community. You just
as far as their liquidity goes, well, I think one of their things that I was reading about today is that if you try and sell, they've got like a 10% fee.
Yeah.
And that 10% fee kind of gets dispersed amongst the other, long-term coin holders. So they're trying to get you to, hold longer. And they had something in there too about a burn of the coins or something like that. I don't quite understand what that was all about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, like Ethereum, they're burning coin because there's so much out there that the supply and demand, they're trying to manage it by burning coins, but I don't know what they're doing with Moon either.
Burning coins. Why don't they just not mint them to start with? I don't understand.
Yeah, you don't really know. A lot of people, like when I launched a coin. I've launched two of them so far. Two of them so far, and you kind of you have to think beforehand. How much should we put out there? Bitcoin only has 21 million, but it's Bitcoin. Ethereum has unlimited, but they're actually changing to try to put a cap on it by burning and changing over to a proof of work, staking instead, or proof of work instead of proof of staking. And so you got to make those decisions. Sometimes you make the wrong one. Our first one, we launched 88 billion coins, and we're like, that's way too many. We actually brought it down to 8,800,000 coins, and so we had to rewrite that and change our blockchain. Actually, convert it into a brand new blockchain on Cardano is what we're doing right now. So you kind of live and learn in this world. But the point the point I'm trying to make is that you got to do your research, and the future here are along with Bitcoin, who's the granddaddy. The future here is these NFTs that we're talking about. These nodes are the future. Nodes are basically in a distributed environment. Is one of the distributed computers that are out there, and you get a little piece of every transaction that runs through your node. I'm actually creating one with one of my other business partners right now in Wyoming, because we want to get heavily into these nodes, and it's like a self paying for data center out there. It's that's the future. So if you're interested in this stuff, stick with us. We'll show you how to do all this.
Yeah, a lot of opportunity. As I mentioned, one of the projects that I did in the past was a offshore online sports book. Gambling, casino type site. And if you think about all those kinds of places, or even like the whole gambling industry, those are all ripe for their own coin. If you have your own coin, and the companies like that, they do it kind of like what Binance did. Binance created their own coin, and then you got referrals for referring people and using the coin in there for different kinds of things. So there's a lot of that same kind of stuff that can be done in those different kinds of communities too. And if you think about this, and once you start to learn about this, you start to think about all the different opportunities that are possibly out there that you can go out and you can leverage. You can help people get into those kinds of positions. When I was doing that as a consultant, this was half a dozen years ago. I was, making, they were paying me $20,000 a month in Bitcoin, and along with a whole bunch of coins. So it was like, you can put yourself into some amazing spots, by helping other people see their future more clearly and see a more profitable future, and get rid of a lot of the waste and the chargebacks and just the stress in business. Literally get rid of a lot of the stress with the blockchain, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, you've talked about this many times of, in the internet marketing world, having a very successful launch and you don't get your money for 6 to 8 months later. It's outrageous. I don't know how it's crazy. It drives me crazy. Right. I worked hard to create a successful marketing campaign, and I did a great job, and you're going to penalize me for that? I mean, it's not right.
You have banks that could just like hold your money for 6 months, and you got all these other different things that can happen. You do this whole thing on the blockchain, and it's like, wow, all of a sudden everybody gets paid. Your affiliates get paid as soon as something happens. You get paid as soon as something happens. It's not like you got to wait for 30 days or these other kind of. Imagine what you could do with affiliate promotions when people got paid instantaneously as soon as they sell something.
Right, exactly. That it paid instantly, which is incredible. Instantly. And how do you mitigate risk? You get whatever you're going to get in your hands now, so then you have control over it. That's amazing. So if you don't trust a business that you think, it's a good idea, I don't know if they can pull it off, you can participate in it. Pull out your funds. Don't let them store it. You store it, which is the beauty of the blockchain. You can do that. If they don't let you do that, I wouldn't touch it. But like PayPal is genius. So they allow you to be able to use their system, but also pull it out. So there's going to be a lot of adoption there because just for that fact alone.
Is PayPal going to now allow us to be able to, if you're using PayPal as your processor, to be able to also charge in Bitcoin at the same time?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So they're going to allow you to purchase Bitcoin. They're going to be a custodian of it, and then all the other members inside PayPal, they'll also have a wallet, so you can transfer from your wallet to their wallet inside PayPal, which is exactly what you just said. And then you'll also be able to take it out and put it in your own personal wallet.
Yeah. This is another thing that you and I had talked about before is, we talked about people getting in the business and exchanging Bitcoin for dollars and different things like that, and getting yourself caught up in being a money exchange. We just had a big case go down in LA where some guy was exchanging Bitcoin for dollars. He would buy it for certain things. He would give you cash for it. He didn't have the license, and he's facing a lot of time in jail.
Don't do that.
Yeah, for that business. I mean, you get into money laundering. It's just like all these.
Any type of, if you're exchanging anything, that be very careful. Go get the proper license and stuff like that. Yeah. If you're doing commerce where you're trading for your goods and services, U.S. dollars or cryptocurrency,
that's not a problem.
Great, but don't exchange one currency for another. You'll get in trouble. I don't care if you think you're following the rules, because it doesn't matter what I think or what you think. It's the authorities. It's matter what they think. And if it looks and smells like it, but your intent wasn't that, they don't care.
It doesn't matter.
I've seen a lot of honest people go down that
Yeah.
thought they were doing good. They thought they're helping out their buddy, and they get in trouble. So, I don't touch that stuff with a 10-foot pole. I just stay away from it.
No. Anything else you got today, Doug?
That's about it. It's June 1st. It's the year's half over. We got sideways prices with Bitcoin now. It's the perfect time to get in, because once it starts going up and stays up, it's never coming back here. And that's my personal opinion, but it's also opinion of a lot of other people out there. It'll have its volatility like it has, but the volatility is getting smaller and smaller. And now's the time to get in. And we have a website, learnwhileyouearn.io. If you could put it up there, Steve.
Yeah, we'll put that up there here.
Okay. Go there and watch the video. And if anything in there intrigues you, check us out. Let us be able to help you create a business and earn while you're learning.
Absolutely. All right, guys. We got some bunch of stuff here to do today. So we'll get back to you guys with some exciting stuff to talk about tomorrow.
Absolutely. See you again.
All right.